Hello, dear students. Welcome to Quest Academy. Today we shall be discussing the chapter The Last Leaf taken from your English Moments book for grade 9. This is a short story about two friends. The story is based on the themes like friendship, sacrifice, and hope. The story is written by O. Henry, who was an American short story writer. His real name was William Sidney Porter. His stories were well known for his surprise ending and witty narration. So let's begin. Sue and Johnsy were two young artists who shared a small flat on the third story of an old house. It was the month of November and Johnsy fell seriously ill. She had pneumonia. She simply lay in her bed and looked out of the window. This worried Sue. She called a doctor. The doctor visited every day, but Johnsy's condition did not show any improvement. One day, the doctor told Sue that perhaps Johnsy had made up her mind that she is not going to get well, and so no medicines could work on her. Johnsy was Sue's best friend, and so Sue made all the efforts to revive Johnsy's interest in life by talking about clothes and fashion. Unfortunately, nothing worked. Then Sue brought her drawing board in Johnsy's room and started working there. She whistled while working so that Johnsy's mind could be taken off from her illness. Suddenly, Sue heard Johnsy whispering. Sue went to her bed and heard that Johnsy was counting backwards while looking out of the window. Anxiously, Sue looked out of the window and saw an old ivy creeper climbing halfway up the brick wall opposite their window. The strong autumn wind was blowing and the creeper was shedding its leaves. Sue asked Johnsy what was she counting. Johnsy replied that she was counting the leaves on the creeper which were almost 100 3 days ago, but now only 5 were left. Sue told Johnsy that falling of leaves was normal in the month of autumn. However, Johnsy revealed her shocking fear that when the last leaf fell, she too would die. Sue told Johnsy that the falling of ivy leaves had nothing to do with Johnsy's illness. Sue comforted Johnsy and begged her not to look out of the window while she finished her painting. Sue then told Johnsy that she had to finish her painting of an old miner and was going to call Mr. Berman to be her model. Mr. Berman lived on the ground floor in the same building. He was a 60-year-old painter who had a lifelong dream to paint a masterpiece. Sue shared her worry with Mr. Berman and told him that Johnsy was convinced of her death with the fall of the last leaf. Berman accompanied Sue to her apartment and they both walked into Johnsy's room. Johnsy was sleeping at that time, and so they too went to the next room and peeped out through the window. The creeper had only one leaf left on it. It was raining heavily and the icy cold wind was blowing. Berman returned without saying anything. Next morning, Johnsy woke up and asked Sue to draw the curtains. Sue nervously drew back the curtains but exclaimed when she looked at the creeper. She told Johnsy that there was still one leaf left and it looked quite green and healthy. Johnsy said that she heard the wind last night and was sure that the leaf must have fallen down. If it hadn't so far, then it would surely fall soon, and she too would die. Sue tried to cheer her up and told her that she must live for the sake of her friends. Johnsy smiled weakly and closed her eyes. She looked at the window after every hour and every time found the leaf still there. Another storm struck in the evening, but the leaf did not fall. Johnsy looked at the leaf for a long time and then called Sue. She admitted that she had not been good to her. Sue had looked after her so lovingly and she in return had not cooperated. The last leaf had shown her that she had been wicked. She realized that it was a sin to wish to die. Sue hugged Johnsy and then gave her lots of hot soup and a mirror. Johnsy combed her hair and smiled brightly. The doctor came in the afternoon and, after examining Johnsy, told Sue that since Johnsy now had the will to live, he was confident of her early recovery. The doctor then left and went downstairs to examine Berman, who was suffering from acute pneumonia. The next morning, Sue came and sat on Johnsy's bed and informed her that Mr. Berman was no more. He died of pneumonia that morning after a brief illness of 2 days. He was found in his bed with wet clothes and shoes by the caretaker. A ladder and a still lighted lantern was found near his bed. There were also some brushes and green and yellow pens near the ladder. Sue told Johnsy to look out of the window at the ivy leaf. She asked if she wondered why it didn't flutter when the wind blew. The green and healthy leaf was Berman's masterpiece that he had painted the previous night. With this, we come to the end of the story. I hope this was helpful to you. Until next time, goodbye.